night of intrigue with coaches in new roles for the visitors. History ready to be made by an all-time great quarterback, and the proverbial monkey off the back of the home side is Ottawa is ready to carve a new legacy and some classic buckets here in the nation's capital as we get set for Friday night football. Matt Dunnigan alongside myself, Marshall Ferguson, Claire Hanna down at field level. Bo Levi Mitchell tonight, Matt, trying to avoid 3 straight losses. He's only had that happen once in his entire career back in 2018.
Yeah, and he's had pretty good success against the Red Blacks, 8-2 over the course of his career, and those 2 ties are against this organization, which is crazy, right? Because they so rarely happen. But boy, he is a beast this year. He's healthy, not dealing with a broken fibula or a shoulder and knee surgery. He's just rolling, man. I love how he slings it all over the yard. But you got to establish that run game. He's going to be doing it without Kadeem Carey, and that's when this guy comes into play. Lozo, as he likes to be called, Lorenzo Malden IV, did one heck of a job last week, helped stopping the newest member to the Club 10,000, Andrew Harris, helped our Toronto rushing game to 33 yards total, and Malden had a big game. Big part of that win last week, looking to do the same here this afternoon.
And on Legacy Night here in Ottawa, Ottawa won the toss and elected to receive the football. Over the last 10 CFL games, only 3 teams that have received the opening kickoff have gone on to win. We'll see if Ottawa can break that streak here as they get a return from Terry Williams. Out across the 30 to the 34-yard line, and out will come the offense, led, of course, by Caleb Evans, leading the victory against the Argonauts last week, 23-13 the final.
Yeah, a young kid. He's 3-7 on the course of his career, and coming off the biggest game of his young career. And how do you follow that up? Well, you take it one play at a time, you put in the work, and you make sound decisions like you did last week. Got to get off to a good start here at home, trying to get his offense, keep his offense on track, getting in rhythm early.
Beautiful steamy night in Ottawa will begin with a little play action. Evans looking to use the legs, flips it out dangerously, and after having a career-high 25 completions, the first one of the ball game is incomplete as we get a look at the Ottawa offense presented by Expedia.
Yeah, and I circled Ucumbre Williams at left tackle. Why? Because Paul LaPolice has singled him out as one of the offensive captains. I love it. And the other one is a young man by the name of Nate Bahar, has really stepped into a second down role, and a lot's been said, and rightfully so, about Jalen Ackland, just on fire the last 3 weeks with 100 yards in 3 games in a row.
Evans looks to throw on second down, and it's tipped and almost thrown in the area of Jonathan Moxey, waiting on the tip from Jameer Thurman in the middle of that defense, and Brandon Dozier getting into the mix as well in his first action of 2022.
Yeah, and you're going to watch this tight window. I'll see if I can point it out to you. It's going to be right over here, and it closes quickly, and when you stare it down and watch the young quarterback's eyes, he's looking that way already, and boy, it just, guys are going to be leaning that way. Quick reflexes by linebackers, and they'll squeeze that hole in a heartbeat, almost a pick the other way.
CFL best net punting average, 40.2 yards for the Ottawa REDBLACKS so far through 2022. High booming kick from the right foot of Richie Leone, drops down to the playmaker, Peyton Logan, as he'll return this one about 9 yards out to the 40. And out will come Bo Levi Mitchell, just 143 yards shy of the all-time Stampeders passing record for yardage.
Yeah, and it always seems like when we're going from park to park and quarterbacks are breaking records, they always seem like the Henry Burris records. It's like, David and I were talking the other day. We do often. And as DA, we played on most every team. I didn't realize Hank played on all those teams. The guy was just phenomenal everywhere he went.
Well, you made the point, Matty, when we talked earlier this week. If they're breaking all those records, that means he set them.
Yes.
He had that success all across this league, but Bo goes to work on 1st and 10 from his own 40. This is where the Stampeders have started most of their possessions this year. They lead the league in starting field position as right away Dedrick Mills goes to the run game and pounds it into the secondary of the REDBLACKS.
Yeah, and to a man, I said before that everybody in the Stampeder organization is really excited about watching this guy play football. The Waycross, Georgia product, just absolutely relentless on the point of attack and saying, no, first contact's not getting it done tonight.
There is your acting head coach this evening, Mark Killam, stepping in for Dave Dickinson, of course, out with COVID protocol. As on 2nd and 2, in will come the backup Tommy Stevens. Fakes the end around, flips it out of play action. Ball back into the hands of Mills. Breaks across the 55, and he's wrapped up. But it's a first down for the Calgary Stampeders with the backup. That's the first pass completion of the year for Tommy Stevens.
Yeah, a lot of talk about play calling, and I absolutely love this one because watch the misdirection what the defense is looking at. Little run fake up in the middle, little fly sweep flake over the top and hit you back in the flat. Breaks one easy tackle. Mark Mueller feeling it early here. I love it. They practice it all week long with him on the headsets, calling plays so that Bo can get him used to being in his ear.
See what Mueller dials up here on a 1st and 10. They go back inside to Mills. He'll churn the legs and drive it forward as we get a chance to meet the Calgary offense tonight with those plays being called by Pat Delmonico and Mark Mueller.
Yeah, talking about Pat Delmonico, they love them some Bell up front. Bryce Bell, just what he's making his 6th start, a young guy actually getting it done. And these two guys on the outside, Malik Henry simply on fire weeks 3 and 5 of the season. Lights out there, and Dedrick Mills just absolutely saying hello to the country, saying, yeah, remember me week 1? There's Pat, talked to him at the hotel this morning. He was worried about his big boys up front in this heat, humid. I said, come on, man. I said, in Texas, this is a nice fall day. He's worried about losing those big guys. Some of them will lose 5-7 pounds of water weight tonight.
As it looks like Money Hunter is the Red Black that needs some attention as he comes back after 4 games on the injured list with a knee.
Can't catch a break. Looks like he's his hammy.
Grabbing at that hamstring. So Paul LaPolice will have to shuffle some of the bodies in that secondary. And you see him with a large exhale trying to sort out what he can do without the defensive back, who is still tied for the league lead in interceptions as you get a look at number 4 in the middle of your screen. Yeah, and he's just going to fill this hole, and I think it's just the weight here. Look how he extends there. The leg kind of, oh yeah, that's awkward. Got bent back. Even on a nice, humid, muggy day like it is now, body's not ready for that torque out of the chute. Boy, it's tough to watch. No doubt.
Expect Randall Evans to step in for his, at that position there, short side halfback position.
Yeah, for a team that's only got 4 interceptions on the year, 3 of them belonging to that man as he's carried off the field on a night where the Calgary Stampeders, one of the best teams at avoiding turnovers, will try to move the football through the air, you would think, without the team carry. Bo Levi over the top. One of his favorite targets throughout his career. Kamar Jordan on the other end, incomplete.
Yeah, just, you know, I see Randall Evans out there replacing Money Hunter, short side halfback. Easy read for Bo, 3 double cut, and he tried to push the ball down the field and put it in a small window instead of just dumping it down on 3rd and 4. Now they're looking at a long field goal here, 50 yards.
Here comes Rene Paredes from 50, actually 51.
Yeah.
Low line driver, and Rene's got the leg and then some after hitting one from 53 along in the season, and he's showing that he's got the ability as the early lead goes to the visitors. Calgary up over the Red Blacks. Caleb Evans when we return. Caleb Evans at the helm of this Ottawa Red Blacks offense, completing 71% of his passes over the last 2 games, but that was up over 90% in the game last week after a slow start against the Toronto Argonauts, and certainly a little bit slow here this evening as they were quickly ushered off the field. Matt Dunnigan, but back to action they go. The 5 receivers set in. They'll hand it off between the tackles on 1st down, and driving the legs is William Powell as the Stampeders defense gets introduced.
Yeah, I'm concentrating right down the middle of this defense because I love me some Derek Wiggins and some Mike Rose in the middle. 2 tough D linemen that just don't get enough credit, in my opinion. And then you go to the 2nd level, and you got this guy, a beast. He just brings the hat every play. Jameer Thurman, playmaker, sure tackler, inflicts a lot of pain. Then he got to making his first start. Brendan Dozier, I just love his aggressiveness. Talking to Stamps, they love him in space too. He's a great open field tackler.
Pressure on right away, and it has to come out quickly. Intended for Darvin Adams, looked like he was close to hauling it in, but it's knocked away at the last second by Deontay Ruffin, who steps in for the injured and 6-game injured list landing Trey Roberson.
Yeah, coming right at you. Quick slant. Boom, I see it. I'll get low. You want to go high? I'll take your legs out from underneath you. Create a little pain on the way down. Darvin goes up. Ruffin goes low. Deontay and Darvin saying hello to each other. I love it.
The Red Blacks, another quick offensive possession. Unlike how they've handled the start of this year with so many leads after first quarters. They haven't been able to hold them, but they've done a great job getting them. This is a booming kick from Leone that rolls all the way down and nearly stops right at the goal line. Picked up by Logan. They'll try to get it out to the 10. He does. But what a kick and cover from this Bob Dice-led special teams unit. One of the true identifying pieces of the Red Blacks roster does their job and pins Bo Levi. 7 catches on the year for Jalen Acklin right now as he leads the CFL with 98.1 yards per game right now. And he's making plays week in.
And he's versatile. It's just not one way. You know, oftentimes you got a deep threat. Guys just beating people with speed. He's doing it in all kinds of different ways.
Red Blacks take to the air quickly on first down here. That's Ryan Davis. Nice to see him back in the fold after starting the year on the 6-game injured list. And it'll be a gain of up around 8 yards or so. But they've really leaned on Jalen Acklin so far throughout the year. But Ryan Bo Levi back to work, throwing it over the middle. This time completes for a first down across midfield, and there's his go-to man right there, Malik Henry.
And it's like Bo is just like ready, cocked and loaded. Watch him. He's just like, come on, come on, come on, come on, and he just pulls the trigger. Watch him. He's like, I want to go. Boom. Flick of the wrist, puts it on him. Now they're in Red Black territory. Got a little something going here after that turnover on downs.
Henry will go back to his wide receiver spot, show run, flip it out to the flats. This time going backwards, losing his footing. It's Reggie Beggleton, and that will create 2nd and long for the Stampeders.
That's one of those situations I often talk about it. You know, it's just like, is that your guy that you want in space on a little bubble screen? You know, maybe a Peyton Logan in that situation, but here the ball's off target, brings Reggie out of his cylinder and loses his balance, and quick defense right there to gobble that up for a 4-yard loss.
Crowd once again comes alive, reinvigorated by the victory in Toronto last week, and happy to have the Red Blacks at home. Bo over the top, throws into traffic, incomplete. Nobody home on the other end, and he wanted the receiver, Reggie Beggleton, to run right through where he put it.
Yeah, and Bo threw it one way and Reggie went another. He's right here, and Reggie's going to come over and kind of sit down. Bo wants him to continue and doesn't get it done. He kind of sits right there. Bo wants him to come across the face of the DB. That's pretty fortunate if you're a Calgary Stampeder, because that could have gone the other way in a hurry.
High lofting boot drops down from Cody Grace. Terry Williams, and the 15-yard no yards will come out. And that'll help the field position here for the Red Blacks, as on the sidelines calling the shots tonight, Mark Killam, special teams coordinator, stepping in for Dave Dickinson out with COVID protocol. Down to the sidelines to Claire Hannah when we return with more on Killam's story. Rarely the path to success is linear. Down to the sidelines to Claire Hannah with more on the incredible story of tonight's acting head coach for the Stampeders, Mark Killam.
Yeah, Marsh, and Mark Killam has been with the Stampeders for 18 seasons, 13 as special teams coordinator, and he started off as a linebackers coach, and even, before that, as the strength and conditioning coach. But if you can believe it, this is the first time in his football career at any level that he's the acting head coach. When he got his start in Cochrane at a high school, he was just working with the defense. And what's interesting is that he was named the assistant head coach 3 years ago, and ever since that moment, he said he started visualizing and imagining plays or decisions he'd have to make while watching games at different levels on TV. He's also had a front row seat to two of the best leaders in the CFL, John Huffnagel and Dave Dickinson. But tonight, he's bringing his own style of play. This week at practice, Dickinson might have given him some notes, but he always wanted to use his own voice because he said that's what he knows. He's more genuine. As a special teams guy, he talks to the whole team at every practice, but in this game right now, he's going to be authentic. He's going to be himself in this head coaching role, guys.
Yeah, thank you, Claire. An amazing journey again from that Cochrane High School, and told us that when we were talking with him this week, that basically just said to the Stampeders at one point, you don't have a proper strength and conditioning. Can I come and do this for you?
Right.
That's how he got his foot in the door, and here he is tonight as the head coach of the Calgary Stampeders. Is on 2nd down and 10. Caleb Evans, wide side dive, drops it in. It's Shaq Johnson with the first down for the Red Blacks.
Beauty. That's a beautiful throw. Sling nasty right there, Caleb Evans. Wide side out, watch him. Far hash. Not as far these days because the hash has been moved in, but he times it out there beautifully. Shaq Johnson just got to turn around and say, wow, I like that, Caleb. Keep him coming.
First down of the night for the Ottawa offense. And it comes from the right hand of number 5. Under center. Inside run. Bouncing through the hole and jumping over the pile, turning the legs once more. It's Jackson Bennett. And a first down on first down.
Yeah, Killam was a strength and conditioning coach on his own. He actually coached my kids and running through some program, and I knew Mark before he got into it. And then a couple years later, that position was open, and he took it and ran with it. And then he was a linebackers coach, and then obviously special teams coach for 13 years, been in the organization for 18 now. To a man, everybody around that clubhouse absolutely thinks Mark Killam has been passed over, has been looked over, and is the right guy for another opportunity down the road, whether it's in this organization or somewhere else. They love how authentic that guy is.
Yeah, absolutely. As Ryan Davis gets a quick hit here for a gain of 4. Call it 2nd and 7. But I love that he said, from John Huffnagel, I learned what football is all about, learning how to win. Learning from Dave Dickinson, you always coach to win. Well, we already saw that. He decided a 51-yard field goal was the call out.
Yeah, and it was like, I got control of this? Yeah, we're going for it, and everything twice about it. Go do your thing. Paredes nailed it.
2nd and 7. They'll go through the air, flip it out. Adams tries to cut back, makes 2 men miss, can't make the 3rd. And it'll be just a gain of 2. And Mark Killam will send out the punt return unit as you got a chance to see John Huffnagel there wandering the sidelines. Career coaching record of 102 and 41, a .712 winning percentage, and he's down there to be a support to not just Mark Killam but the entire roster tonight as they try to weather the storm of not having Dave Dickinson on the sideline.
Looks like Huff is having problems with his headset, but
he's just happy to be on the sidelines, man. He's
7 years. It's like, it's like riding a horse, though. You just get back out there and do what comes naturally and help out where you need it. Look at that. Look at that.
Another beautiful kick. Peyton Logan with the coverage unit coming. And, man, they were coming fast that time as a flag comes out just behind the play.
Shaheen Salmon, 43, was on a mission to blow something up and just missed Peyton Logan. Thank God we had the EMTs out there right now because Shaheen had a bead on him. Number 43 for Ottawa.
A couple of forced fumbles on the year as Antoine Pruneau, one of the special teams dynamos. Downfield as well in coverage. As we will head to the second, clean up the penalty for you on the other side. An entertaining back and forth, low-scoring first quarter between these two clubs as the Red Blacks try to get their first victory at home in 2022. Well, the Ottawa Red Blacks had the lead through their last 3 games after the first quarter. They do not tonight here at home, but it's just a 3-point deficit to the visiting Calgary Stampeders. It's just 89 yards of net offense, and Bo Levi Mitchell did not run away in that first quarter and start attacking Henry Burris, trying to take over the all-time Stampeders passing record, but certainly working his flow into the game.
Yeah, I hadn't seen much of it, though. No. I think he's off script with his receivers, not on the same page. Really, has it been a game of field positions? It's a game of special teams right now. And I saw Peyton Logan with a misstep there that put Calgary in a bad situation. Takes 2 penalties here. They're backed up. They're on the 3.5-yard line now. Red Blacks have won the first quarter, but they find themselves down by 3 because Rene Parrott has pounded a 51-yard field goal.
There was a hold and an illegal block against Calgary. They applied one of them half the distance, and it goes back to the 4-yard line. So Calgary begins deep in their own territory and goes to the ground game on first down for a minimal gain.
Yes.
You understand?
This is forcing the second and long. You love that as a defense. You feel like you're in a manageable situation here. You got Bo Levi, who doesn't have a lot of mobility, backed up. Wonder what Mark Mueller's going to come with here, right? It's a little different than calling it during practice than in a game when it counts.
Bo sits 122 yards shy of Henry Burris's all-time mark. Will he take a chunk out of it here and be aggressive? 5 receivers are his options. Looks over the top. Pendleton can't get there behind coverage.
Yeah, he knew he couldn't get there. It looked like he was trying to draw a PI. But this is a wing and a prayer. These two have not been on the same page. Reggie's going to be left to right on a post. You see free safety. Dozier, he's back there. That's not even Dozier.
Alonzo would die back there.
Yeah. He had that beaded way better than Bagleton and better chance of catching it. They are not on the same page. Totally off script.
Bo begins the game 3 of 8 for just 21 yards. Grace sends it away. Terry Williams catches it at his own 50. Not much of a return, but thanks to the penalty on the last special team, got an opportunity to have good starting field position here for the Ottawa offense. Some of their best of the ball game thus far. As we get an opportunity to take a look at the CFL and TSN continuing tomorrow. Braylon Addison and the Tiger Cats take on Brandon Banks and the Argonauts. The Elks and the Lions will follow that one up as well, beginning at 10 Eastern as Kenny Lawler and Lucky Whitehead, a couple of star receivers, go head-to-head in the rematch that shocked the league in Week 1 when Nathan Rourke went crazy on Chris Jones and that Edmonton defense. Great night of football continuing tomorrow as Caleb Evans over the top looking for Ryan Davis, the speedster, and can't quite put it on the spot. Incomplete once again.
Yeah, I like the shot. I like the formation. Plenty of guys in there to block to give the young quarterback opportunity to launch it. Brandon Dozier in the back end. Got my scripts right. Back end for Calgary. He was there. No problem shutting that one down. Good throwaway by Caleb.
Look at those helmets, Matty.
Those are
Look at those people on social media right now. I've seen unanimous. Keep these things.
Yeah, those are nice.
That R looks amazing on the side. On Legacy Night here at TD Place, the free safety blitz is on. Evans looks to get it away, and it's very nearly intercepted. Looking for Shaq Johnson. It's Brad Muhammad knocking it away as he'll get his 6th knockdown of the season, leading the Calgary Stampeders.
Yeah, Dozier, he's right here. You're going to see him. He's going to come up on a blitz, and I love this mentality because this is where the guy made his living the first 4 years of his career. He's very physical, forces the issue. Bam! Shutting him down out on the outside. Muhammad said, I'm almost going the other way with that one. I think he was a little more aggressive. He could have taken it.
Anytime you got that field halfback sliding out when you're trying to throw a hook. Woo! That's a bad feeling when that one's hanging in the air, Matty.
Yeah, there were a few of those, Marshall.
Same.
I know that feeling very well. Made a lot of tackles over the course of my career.
Take the angle, head for the pylon. As Peyton Logan catches it at the 16, knocks back across the 20, and a nice return from the Dynamo. George Geo Hopkins, the 1,000th game, gives Bo some water. How many quarterbacks has he done that for in Calgary Stampeders history? We'll explore when we continue. There are many clubs that are special to be a part of, but the 1,000 game CFL club, it's rare, Matt. I don't know if there's many people that are joining George Geo Hopkins, the legend on the sidelines of the Stampeders in season 51 at this point. What an incredible career in game 1,000 tonight.
I think he's there by himself. He's starting the club. Incredible. It's just, and don't get on his bad side because he will play Black Betty in a heartbeat all day long, as high as it'll go in the locker room. He's got 19 different versions of old Black Betty, and he will get control of that locker room. He's had it for 1,000 games now. Incredible, George. Congratulations.
Suiting and booting the Calgary Stampeders for years as you get a look through the years of Gio doing his thing, setting up the locker room.
Yeah.
He's done it with care for such a long time, and he is synonymous with the CFL sidelines.
Yeah, that's a new one for him. Getting a little love from Bo, Jake, hoisting it. Got a few of those.
Been part of 6 of the Stampeders' 8 Grey Cups, to tell you how far back he goes in the organization. You know they're going to give him a hard time with the camera in his face throughout the night, too. But Gio deserves every bit of the attention he can on night 1,000 as Bo over the middle completes Kamar Jordan. And that'll move the sticks on 2nd and 10. Bo Levi Mitchell threading the needle.
Threading the needle. This is incredible. Not many quarterbacks make this throw or have the guts to make that throw. That's like 1 in 1,000 in of itself right there. Starting his own club, his incredible throws over the middle. He just spots it beautifully to Jordan. That's just spectacular. We got used to seeing that over the last 10 years for Stamps and Bo Levi Mitchell making that happen. Beautiful.
Doubles his yardage on the night. 21 before that throw, 21 on that throw. This time we'll hand off to Reggie Begelton. Shot down with a gain of just a couple as we get a look at Gio pregame here. The shirts on the sideline. Marquay McDaniel, of course. Brett Monson, defensive coordinator. Everybody was able to get theirs. And I got a feeling Gio wasn't the one that handed those out. I don't think he was looking for the attention, but he certainly is deserving.
Yeah, I just... I don't know how you log that many games. He started out when they were playing 14 in the season, then 16, and now they're up to 18. It's still 18 games a year, and maybe 2 or 3 in the playoffs. It's a lot of 51 years. Congratulations.
2nd down, Bo for the middle. Big collision that time as Adam O'Clair collides with Colton Hunchak. And for Hunchak, that'll just be his 3rd catch of the season. And he earned every bit of it.
Yeah, and I believe he's right in here, I believe. Right in here, and he's running across, and he kind of forgets his weight. You know, north and south, know where the sticks are, and he continues to go sideline to sideline, and O'Clair's there to stop him short, forcing a 3rd and almost 2.
And so the offense stays on the field. Tommy Stevens, all 6'5", 245 of the 3rd-string quarterback out of Penn State.
So, I don't know, I think all Penn State quarterbacks are like that big. Just 6'5", 245. What?
Off to the left-hand side, and good luck stopping that train in time as, yeah, that one will go pretty easily. Almost the same spot that Arbuckle got stuffed earlier in the ball game. And you talk about the size of Penn State quarterbacks. Michael O'Connor, Canadian out in BC, another guy that went to Penn State that has that big body.
Well, wait a minute. I know he's tall, but
not the 245
not the
on Michael
245.
O'Connor.
Well, that's a lot of meals he's missed. But yeah, that's almost like cheating. And that's what I was talking about earlier with the REDBLACKS short yardage situation where they roll Arbuckle out there. It's like, I don't know, man. Not the most athletic guy can sling it, but I'd rather have someone like Stevens who can run you over.
Empty it out here for the Stampeders. Bo gets it away quickly. It's intended for Richie Sindani and falls to the turf, incomplete on 1st down.
Yeah, just coming downhill right in your face. Just going to get there quickly. Watch him coming in here. Whoop. Whoop. Yeah, hello. Unabated. Abort, abort, abort. Where's my hot? You know where your hot is. You've been there a million times. You got hit in the face a bunch of times. Got to get it out in a hurry.
Avery Williams Sr., the middle linebacker, staring down Bo Levi on 2nd and 10. They'll go with the draw handoff. Haven't said Dedrick Mills' name in a little while. And it'll be back to around that 3rd and 2 that they had just a second ago where Tommy Stevens earned it. And
go to the Nittany Lion. Get him out there.
Looking at the sideline, Huffnagel's wandering down. Mark Killam's looking around. What will they do as we get a look at Bo in action on the handoff?
Yeah, north-south, baby. Nobody touches to about 6 yards down the field, and Avery Williams just kind of latches on. Oh, and they're going with Paredes.
Decided it was a longer 3rd and 2 than the last one that they had, even though they're in plus territory.
Man.
An interesting matchup tonight between the kickers here in Ottawa. You get Rene Paredes, 87.6% career. And he's trying to chase down Lewis Ward for the all-time mark of field goals made at 88.8. One of them's been in the league a little longer, but they both qualify as Rene puts this one up, and he misses it. Just wide to the right as Terry Williams gets an opportunity. Cuts it back, spins off two men, and is finally brought down at the 25. As Mark Killam on the sideline, faith in his field goal kicker, and Gio George Hopkins, game 1,000. Hands him the water, just like he does for every coach in his esteemed 51-year career. He's better looking than me, man.
No.
John Montgomery is a Canadian legend. Caleb Evans cutting it back. I gotta say, we're talking legacy night here tonight in Ottawa with the 2016 Grey Cup champions being honored, and some other alumni throughout the organization. The moment of John Montgomery wandering down the streets of Whistler in 2010 after winning the medal with a pitcher of beer in his hand. Put that on a Canadian stamp right now and send it.
I was out there with my wife. We were out there for like a week, and I was giving tickets away because we were holding court down at Earl's, and just hanging out there for hours and hours and hours. We saw Canadians win so many gold medals that year. It was incredible.
Evans on second down and 8, looks over the top, intended for Darvin Adams, and that one won't be completed. Is some frustration from the Ottawa crowd as Caleb Evans trying to find his footing here, just dropping down below 50% completion rate on the night, just 27 yards passing to his name.
It's not like his counterparts lighting it up either. His defenses are pretty stingy tonight. It's been a game of field position. He can't get impatient. The crowd was off their feet, though, on that missed field goal return, as they thought they had a big one with Terry Williams, who's electrified this crowd several times this year.
Both Evans and Mitchell, 5 of 11 thus far in this ball game. Another big boot from Richie Leone goes well above our heads here in the booth and drops down to Peyton Logan. He's got the shimmy and the shake all the way out to the 46-yard line before he gets wrapped up and brought down, holding on to a narrow 3-0 lead. The Stampeders have possession back. Lorenzo Malden, 11 sacks for his career, but 6 of them have come in just the last 4 games. For more, down to the sidelines in Claire Hanna.
Now, Marshall, we've been throwing it back a lot tonight, so let's just keep with that theme. But it's been 30 years since a member of Ottawa's CFL club led the league in sacks. You have to go back to 1992 when Angelo Snipes got 20 sacks for the Ottawa Rough Riders. And that was the same year that Lozo Malden was born. Now, a big reason that GM Sean Burke wanted to get him here in Ottawa was in his last 2 seasons with Hamilton, he was awesome on special teams. He never moped. He never complained. He was a great teammate. And Malden says that his defensive coordinator, Mike Benavides, has energized him. He's almost speechless with how much life he's given him. He needed an opportunity to start. He was a linebacker in the NFL, changed to defensive end here in the CFL, and now Malden told me he's just catching up to what was long overdue. 7 sacks to tie the league for leads in sacks.
Thank you, Claire, and a wonderful run that time from DJ. Nothing that Malden could do about that one playing a defensive end when it goes right between the tackles, man.
Oh, my goodness. Had a gaping hole up the middle. Just exploited. Incredible.
Wills with the big gain, puts it down to the 44-yard line. Empty it out once again for Bo and the Stamps. As Mark Mueller dialing it up and getting a first down on first down, completed to Beggleton moving the sticks.
Yeah, it's more like it. Soft, mushy zone, sit in front of it and get north-south. Easy for Reggie Beggleton. Finally, he and Bo connect here. And they're knocking on the door. Game of field position was quickly turned after a nice Richie Leone punt of 59 yards. Logan returned it. Decent return, a couple passes and a big run, and here we go.
This is as far as the Argonauts got all of last week against this Red Blacks defense, as the fumbled snap will just be thrown away by Mitchell. Pressure was on quickly that time, and they wasted down. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, just mishandled it right there, and that's Antonio Simmons, 37. Getting there, capitalizing on that mishandled snap.
No, but D lineman's wearing 37. Is he earning his stripes? Is Is that what that says?
I think he's just late to the party, right? most everybody's had their jerseys handed out.
It sounds like a question for Gio, maybe, on his 1,000th night. He knows how that works. Bo on 2nd and 10. Waits, fires into traffic. It's tipped and knocked away. As Avery Williams, the middle linebacker, 25 yards down the field, got his hands on it.
Yeah, but you watch Bo and he just stares it down, and it's not going to reappear. It's not. Just watch him. He's right here in the middle of your screen, and just watch him just get deep. Get there. Get on your horse. Look, Bo's waiting. He just watches his eyes. It's a pretty simple play for an athletic guy, 4th-year player from Temple. And if it wasn't batted down, I think it's going the other way because there were 2 receivers in the same spot. Just Bo seems off kilter here in this first half, and that's the Redbacks defense making it look that way.
Rene Paredes missed to the right last time out. This time knocks it through and gets back on track as he adds to his career tally. We get a look at Friday Night Football trivia. Which matchup has produced the most ties in Friday Night Football history, celebrating the 25th anniversary of these great celebrations to end off your work week across the country? A tie?
Yeah, right? It's like
the amount of work that you put in throughout the week to get yourself ready. The goal is always to finish 1-0. There have been ties.
Those single points can come in handy, though, at the end of the year.
Who has the most ties? As this throw is errant from Caleb Evans, incomplete, and he's asking for intended receiver, looks like Darvin Adams, to shuffle his way into the hole, perhaps.
And both offenses are miscommunicating quite often here, to put it mildly. That one had no chance. Quarterbacks got to get off their progressions and get the ball out of their hands, not wish it into being.
Scoreless thus far for the Red Blacks at home, and this one will be intercepted. It's Animal Clark taking back the other direction. Excuse me, that's Titus Wall, the Sam linebacker, diving into the end zone. And Caleb Evans makes the grave mistake at the end of the first half he's been able to avoid. It was 90 passes without an interception coming in, and that one goes for 6.
Yeah, and he simply just drops in this area right here. Caleb Evans has to throw hot, and he drops underneath this. And this is an easy pick. It's like he just played over the top of Darvin Adams, dodges Caleb Evans, and takes it to the house. Wow.
What a play by
unexpected. Talk about being off kilter. Both quarterbacks and receivers just don't seem to be on point right now in the first 28 minutes of this ball game. And defense take over, and special teams, Rene Paredes, 2 of 3 in the field goal department. 13-0 lead, Calgary.
Caleb Evans began the game 0 for 3, went 5 for 5, now 0 for 5. As we hit the 3-minute warning here in Ottawa, and all of a sudden, a 13-0 lead for the Stampeders as Titus Wall into the end zone.
Here on the panel, the boys are so jealous of one thing. I have hair, they don't. We solved that problem, didn't we?
This is sad. This is sad.
Looks fantastic. You know what? That's a good look for Dave Naylor.
I like that. I think Naylor steals the show there with the wigs. And I like Davis's hat.
Ottawa trying to create something before halftime here. Terry Williams gets him out all the way to the 37 as we go back to the interception and the touchdown for Titus Wall.
Yeah, and this is easy. It's his first pick 6. He's already had a fumble return. You're going to watch this route. You're going to watch Titus, he's right here, and he just simply kind of runs right in front of him as Darvin Adams shuts it down. Caleb's think he's throwing hot because they're bringing 5, spying a guy, undercuts it to the house. 13-0 Calgary. Wow. Game of field position just went out the door.
Evans on 1st and 10 with the safety blitz on. They'll run right into it. And it'll be a gain of about 3. Caleb Evans has got 27 passing yards. Titus Wall, that was a 46-yard pick six, to give you an idea of how difficult the yardage has been through the air tonight for number 5.
Yeah, and credit Calgary's defense. You know, they're missing a lot of people too, just like Ottawa's. But hey, these defenses are standing on their head, keeping the offenses off balance and putting points on the board themselves.
Wall's been making plays all throughout the year on that defense.
And the Hamilton play was crazy. Got 3rd and short, stole the ball, took it to the house. Never seen anything like it.
Pressure on once again. Evans gets it away. Late flag comes in.
That was a heck of a throw by that sideline official too. He darted that thing out there about 20 yards, almost hit the guy that drew the penalty.
Pass interference, Calgary number 28. It's a 10-yard penalty. It's going to be a 1st down for Ottawa.
And in all honesty, Matt, people might not like that it's a late flag, but it saves us having to go through challenge, review, accepted, overturn, because this is the right call.
Yeah, he's right here, and he's going to come across, and DB's just going to get there a little early. And I don't know if you can watch the flag, but it's a heck of a throw. Comes in late. It's a sideline. It's a side judge. He comes right through his back, gets there early. Good call. Good position to see it.
Let's look to his left. Gets it out quickly. And this one.
Oh, wow. He's seeing ghosts. You know, and well, he's just rushing things. He's out of sync. You know, that is a clear indication. Throws a ball like that.
Well, this is frustrating for Paul Lapalisse, is it not? Because that's a simple 2-out into the boundary, just trying to get your quarterback going.
And his quarterback's not seeing it. His eyes aren't right. He's discombobulated. He just threw a pick 6. He got helped by the defense with the PI. That one wasn't even close to his favorite receiver, Jalen Atkins.
Trying to get on the same page with 23. This time Evans underneath. Ryan Davis makes the grab at the 55 and will be brought down. On 2nd and 10, they'll have to send out Richie Leone once again in this ball game with still no points on the board for the Red Blacks.
Yeah, and that's it's just smart defense. 2nd and 10, play everything in front of you. Richie Leone staying hot. Paul Lapalisse searching for answers on his call sheet down there.
52 yards, the average punt from Leone tonight, who you can make the argument has been the best offensive player for the Ottawa Red Blacks.
Last week he was 36 yards punting more than the Argonauts, and to me that's field position.
Logan with another solid return up just past the 25 before Marco Dubois gets his big arms around the return man from Calgary.
Not so fast. Just caught all the right parts of him to sling him around, right? Shoulder, little hip, leverage, use his weight against him. Kind of like steer wrestling, you know? You feeling me on that?
Always. Bo Levi, just 6 pass completions in this first half. Minute 39 on the clock. Hands it off. Mills runs into a face full of Red Blacks defensive line.
You know who that is? That's
Avery Williams.
Yeah. Leading tackler for the Red Blacks. Just a tackling machine, not afraid of contact. He'll stick his nose in there, and he did. Nice collision. Picking up 6, though. I like that if I'm Calgary. Who's out arguably their best offensive lineman.
Rokadeem Carey tonight in the backfield, of course.
Sean McEwen down with the knee injury.
Quick throw up in the air for grabs and incomplete. Almost lingered long enough for Randall Evans to intercept it. As once again, it's Kamar Jordan that can't come down.
Yeah, and Kamar, you know, we know he's a long body and his catch radius is really big. He's going to go out there and extend with his right hand, stop the ball from flying out of bounds, and he's trying to haul it in here. Just can't reel it in. Ball's off target there, brings that down. It's moving the sticks. Quarterbacks are out of sync. Is it the defense, or is it just, you know, these guys are off their game tonight?
It's a beautiful night here in Ottawa. You'd think that the air attack would be going wild, but we haven't seen it thus far. Terry Williams, as Ottawa gets the stop that they dearly need, it tries to dance through.
He's not down.
And Fraser Sopik will finally be the one to bring him down, but not until he crosses the 30-yard line.
Averages 9.2 yards per punt return. And talking to Bobby Dice before the ball game, he says, Matty, he says, this guy does everything we ask him to do. Leads the league in kickoff returns, on pace to set a league record. If you can hold, he's averaging 25.5 yards per kickoff return. And Bobby Dice loves the kid. He comes to work every day, and he does not know an out of bounds. He likes to go north-south.
Evans against a three-man rush. Wobbler hangs in the air and hits the turf mercifully in front of the former Ottawa Redblack to begin the year, Tremaine Washington.
My goodness, you know, it was good coverage. Watch Washington. He flipped his hip beautifully. He doesn't even have to flip him. He just plants on his left leg, inside leg, and drives on the football. Caleb staring it down. He ran the route for Ackland. That ball's on target, thrown any better, it's going the other way.
Evans won for his last 8, climbs the pocket, throws it over the middle. Darvin Adams, and they'll say it's completed. That's a gain of 17 on the play, up to the 50-yard line as we go inside 1 minute in this first half.
You know, Marshall, it just takes one. You know, one throw like that can lock in as a quarterback, and Lapo's certainly hoping that does. And they'll go no huddle here and hurry up.
Tempo very quickly at the line as Evans climbs the pocket again, gets it out underneath. And this week Lapo told us that Caleb Evans being able to get into a rhythm is important, Matty, but he also said, I can call more creative things if you'll just stay on the field.
Yeah, when you're 2 and out, it's hard to get in any type of rhythm offensively. But I love that. 1st and 10, throwing it to one of their sure-handed receivers, Nate Bahar. Red Black fans are just loving this life. Like last week, right towards the end of the half against Toronto, they took the football down the field, put 7 on the board, tied the game up at halftime, and took over in the second half, shut them down, and got their first win. Looking for some of that magic right here.
Evans out of his hand quickly, trying to get to the sideline. Nate Bahar can't quite get there as Brett Monson, the defensive coordinator for the Calgary Stampeders. He's got to signal this in real quick to try and match Paul Lapointe. And Lapo will call a timeout here with 30 seconds remaining on the clock. And this defense from Brett Monson, allowing 24.5 points per game. And there's one of his lead men in Cameron Judge alongside Jameer Thurman as the stars of that linebacking
They're
core.
feeling the hurry-up offense here in the humidity here tonight.
Thurman's breathing a little bit.
Yeah, so is Judge. I think it was a good timeout by Lapo there. Didn't get out of bounds, had to stop the clock. 30 seconds, 2nd and 6 here. Move the sticks here, have 2-play call, get up the line of scrimmage, execute it, and keep Calgary on their heels, see if you can't duplicate the end of last week's first half. Putting points on the board.
About 7 yards away from Lewis Ward's longest of the year. Evans holds on to it, ducks away, but he can't get away from the second man. Sack brought down in the backfield. A couple lemon drops for you here in the nation's capital. Sean Lemon brings down Evans on 2nd down.
Yeah, he's right here. Both sides are going to get pressure. Boom. Just driving the quarterback right to him. Lemon's going to come back to the edge underneath after he's flushed. Ramale did a nice job of just getting under the pads of the left tackle and driving the back of the quarterback's lap. Evans doing a Houdini imitation. Lemon secures the sack.
4th quarterback sack of the year for Sean Lemon. He stays productive. 2022, long tenured career, bounced around. This guy, a little bit newer to the Calgary Stampeders organization. Peyton Logan brings it up across the 15-yard line, and that will end the first half of action. As Kate and the panel, I'm sure, plenty of thoughts on the Ottawa Redblacks offense and how they can get this one going.
starts with Milt Stegall.
Well, not much offense by either side. Only Dedrick Mills, 8 carries for 49 yards. The story has been the defense, especially these Calgary Stampeders, who had an interception for the touchdown. How will this second half go? We'll have to see.
As promised, Claire Hanna with Titus Wall.
Titus, earlier this year we saw you get the forced fumble to a touchdown. You get your first pick 6. How did you make that play?
Just take coaching, man. Like, coach been preaching all week. Just trust your leverage, trust the scheme, and play fast. And that's all I did. Just trust my scheme, and I was in a position to make the play.
Your defense has held Ottawa to no points in this first half. What is working?
Just communication, you know, being one as a unit, just being assignment sound, you know, that's really the most important thing. Just do your assignment every play and the players will come to you.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Titus Wall and the Stampeders currently leading 13-0 second half action with Marshall Ferguson and Matt Dunnigan from TD Plays coming up next.
Welcome back to the second half here in Ottawa. 13-0 the Stampeders up the offense in Ottawa looking for answers, but the leader of the defense, Avery Williams, is field side with Claire Hanna.
Avery, as you guys enter this second half down, what was the message in the locker room at the half?
I always tell the guys when somebody's going bad, you pick them up. If they feeling too high, you bring them down. So this fight for the second half, man. We still got 30 minutes left of football.
Avery, you guys have overcome adversity earlier this season. You've always stuck together. How do you push through here?
Football not over until the clock hits 0. So a lot of guys understand that, so we just going to keep fighting until the clock hits 0.
Thank you, Avery.
Thank you.
As you see Paul Lapalisse, the Sharpie is out. The play call sheet is in hand. The dots are being made, prioritizing for this first drive that he'll get. But first, Ottawa will send it away as they won the toss and decided to receive the football in the first half. They'll kick it away here in the second as Peyton Logan, always dangerous, down at the 12-yard line. Picks up speed, crosses the 30, bounces off a tackler, skirts out past the 40 to the 45, and Bo Levi Mitchell re-enters the fray. Just 6 of 15 in the first half, 63 yards. This was ready to be a coronation on the all-time Stampeders passing record, Matty. It's taken a while.
Yeah, it's not a typical Bo Levi night that we've been accustomed to seeing, used to over the years. Credit Mike Benavides and the defense.
No doubt.
They've been outstanding. There's a good look at Benny. I like that hat, too. Talking about the helmets, I'll take a hat like that.
Well, you know Bo, it could happen on one play. He's 80 away. Inside handoff goes to Mills. Right through the middle of that defense. Puts the shoulder down. Goes through Alonzo Adai. Goes through Randall Evans and gets the first down.
Yeah, watch the big boy just get some, lead the way, get up in that hole, bam. That's a car wash right there. Avery Williams is he didn't even try to stop that big load from pushing him out of the way. He says, no, they got me on that one.
Here to start the second half once again. Goes to Mills as Ryan Sevier right there trying to lead the way through the hole, and a significant gain on first down.
Yeah, you know, Mills was probably the star of the first half other than the defenses and a couple of big plays by Titus Wall. If I'm Mark Killam, I am pounding the rock, leaning on the Waycross, Georgia product. I used to recruit that high school. I was at Valdosta State.
Back to Mills on second down and 3, no problem.
Yeah, he was an all-state linebacker too, right? And he kind of runs like he's got that linebacker mentality in him. And this is why, to a man, I said off the top of the show that everybody in the Calgary organization was excited to watch him play. Yeah. You lose something when Kadeem Carey doesn't travel with you, but that kid right there, he can carry the rock.
Look who's right there to support him. Gio in his 1,000th game. Hands over the water bottle. You earned it when you get it from Gio.
Right?
3 carries, 35 yards to start this drive. Now they bring in Peyton Logan. That time, Ottawa on first down saying no chance.
Yeah, you look at what he did in college. And this is just Nebraska just for his last year. He went to community college and shows up in Nebraska and says, I know how to do this. We know something about football in Georgia. And he's not very big in stature, but boy, he plays a big man's game. Flat out get her done.
5'10", 220.
Right?
And using that weight, throwing it around here to start the second half. First pass attempt of the second half for Bo. They'll complete it underneath, and it looks like it'll be just enough. Official on the far side signaling first down.
Yeah. You know, it's just a nice job by Bo, because you know he wants to go over the top. He wants to push the ball down the field. That's his makeup. That's his DNA. He checks it down, moves the sticks.
Well, I think Beggleton's been watching film as he steals the Ottawa REDBLACKS first down celebration.
Yeah, I think that's Nate Bahar that he's mimicking.
And Jalen Acklin and Kale, everybody's adopted the first down point. It's back to the ground. Lorenzo Malden goes stripping at the football. And Dedrick Mills reached out. As Claire Hanna is at field level.
Yeah, we've got some injury updates for the Ottawa REDBLACKS. 3 members of the defense won't be returning. Tyrone Vrede and Adam Auclair out with upper body injuries. We saw Money Hunter leave in the first half with a lower body injury. And then on offense, Brendan Gillanders is out with a lower body injury. Guys.
Thank you, Claire. And so that means that the weak side linebacker now, it's why you see number 43, Shahid Salmon, on the field playing alongside Avery Williams as Adam Auclair is down. And Frankie Griffin already out from the REDBLACKS lineup coming into tonight. Empty it out for Bo. Right on the money.
Come on, come on.
Kamar Jordan, who is fighting the football over the last month.
Just beating it up. The 7th target, just 1 catch for him, and Bo's like just beside himself. You know, he's been there, seen that. I believe he's right here. He's going to sit right down right there, and he's going to fight the football. He's going to let it get into his chest. Milt Stiegel in the studio will tell you, you got to catch a ball with your hands, not your chest, or your eyes, and not your chest.
You sit with Milt back at studio. When a drop like that happens.
Yeah, you know, I quite frankly, I don't remember Milt dropping many footballs. So he can speak on that more than other people can.
No doubt. As we get the field goal, extending the lead for the Calgary Stampeders. 16-0 is your lead. And could we see number 19 first snaps in Ottawa? No points on the board here. A 16-0 deficit for the Ottawa REDBLACKS at home as Nick Arbuckle was warming up on the sideline, taking some throws. Looked like he might step into the huddle, but Caleb Evans gets an opportunity to right some wrongs from the first half as he will start the second half.
I'd stay hot.
In the shotgun.
I would stay hot if I was Arbuckle.
Arbuckle's got that shimmy like he knows he might get a chance here. And he's only taken 2 snaps in Ottawa. 1 in this ball game on short yardage, another short yardage fake where he threw it over the top for a 47-yard completion a couple weeks ago. And Paul LaPolice for now is giving Caleb Evans every opportunity to hold on to his job.
No, I'm not even sure if it's his job, but just to take control of this game and get back into it and to settle down, because he's just been out of sorts. And I credit Calgary's defense a lot with it too.
2nd down and 6. 4 by 2. And that one skips into the feet of Ryan Davis as Caleb Evans peels himself off the turf. 5 first downs for the REDBLACKS, 7 2-and-outs in this ball game.
Yeah. Yeah, and he just this is going to get your attention every time. Jameer Thurman, one of the hardest hitters in the Canadian Football League, unabated. He just puts hands on him, and Caleb goes down like he was shot.
Leone again, another big spiraling kick down to the 10-yard line. And Antoine Pruneau, first man to put hands on it. Peyton Logan. As the REDBLACKS search for answers, and Bo Levi searches for his date with history. Well, fitting in the history of Friday night football that we take a look back, way back, as Sir Russ Jackson down at field level honoring some of the best defenders to ever play on those late 60 Ottawa Rough Riders teams. Kenny Lehman and Soupy Campbell being honored here on Legacy Night at TD Place.
I remember having beers with Soupy over here before that big condo complex to the left of me was there. Just over across there, before a game, day before a game, hanging out with some of the old Rough Riders.
Shahid Salmon in for Adam Auclair at the weak side linebacker spot. Couldn't hang on.
And both these quarterbacks are struggling to find their rhythm. Again, receiver just settles down.
Well, so many of these are guys sitting down the wrong
just
spot.
Stopped, and Bo's anticipating him coming in front of the defender.
Strange to see in week 9 the lack of communication of the receivers and the quarterbacks trying to.
Well, there's a lot
pages.
going on in Calgary's camp this week, right?
As Bo Levi does complete this one, just his second completion in his last 10 attempts, but that will move the sticks, much needed for the Stampeders offense on second down.
Yeah, and you know, and Reggie's right here. He's just going to come right in that middle there, and nice move, inside move. Gonna give it to me, and he does the rest. It's a big body. Yeah, but my point is a lot of different things going on in the Calgary camp this week, dealing with different issues, coaches' responsibilities, and you can almost see it playing an effect on the players on the field.
Pressure on.
There it is.
Intercepted.
Huge.
It is Shahid Salmon. He gets another opportunity, and he brings it back to Avery Williams right there to knock it away and pick it off. The leader of the defense told Claire Hanna at halftime, never too high, never too low. That one was just right.
Yeah, Shahid Salmon, you see him right here, and he's going to be in the right place at the right time. Engages, gets his hands up, tips it to himself. And then he's trying to get in the end zone. Wow, the struggles continue for both these quarterbacks. Tough day to be in the saddle. Salmon giving Ottawa life in the third quarter.
As Benny celebrates, no better way to cure a slow-moving offense than great field position. They go with William Powell on first down. Picks up a couple of yards, gain of 2 as we get a look at Salmon on the sideline being hyped up by Lorenzo Malden.
Yeah, that's what you need. Defense take over. You know Benny's talking to him about that. Got to make some points ourselves. Got to create. Give it to our offense in score zones. Basically what they did. 2nd and 5. Got to have this.
Big play inside the score zone. Ottawa has the 7th-ranked score zone offense.
Pressure.
Extra protection. The blitz is on. Evans looks to throw. Ball pops out. It's loose, rolling around on the ground. It's still loose. Cameron Judge right there to pick it up. And a disaster for the Red Blacks as they were on the doorstep looking to finish.
Calgary brings pressure. Munson calls up pressure, and they get into Caleb's face as he just is in a wad right now. And Calgary comes up with a big defensive play. Yeah, you watch Cameron Judge here. He's going to be the man coming in the middle, and you watch Nate Bahart filling in over here, trying to stop and block him. Both running back and receiver got to be closer to the line of scrimmage, because as soon as contact happens, he's in the quarterback's lap.
Upon
automatic
review by the command center, the ruling on the field is confirmed. However, if there was an offside pass during the play, the ball will be placed back at the 28-yard line. It's first down for Calgary.
Yeah, and there's been Major filling us in on what happened there. Batted ball forward, offside pass, but Cameron Judge wreaking havoc. Nate Bahar not going to war at the line of scrimmage close enough. As soon as contact's made, his quarterback slap causes a fumble. Big turnover for the Calgary Stampeders.
Levi inside handoff. Dedrick Mills, solid gain on first as Avery Williams, Cameron Judge tied with 40 defensive plays made each coming into tonight's game, Maddie, and certainly a huge one there from Judge as he gets another fumble recovery to lead Calgary with 3 now on the season.
Yeah, I credit Brent Monson for continuing to pressure the young quarterback Caleb Evans and making his life miserable tonight. And they forced in the hand of the Ottawa REDBLACKS, and Judge was living in the backfield, took advantage of Nate Bahar not being aggressive enough in the blocking scheme.
Second down and 5. Mitchell pressure on, escapes one, can't get away from another. Leon Lang first on the scene in the backfield that time as he wraps up Bowen, gets his first of the season.
Yeah, and that's his 37th of his career. Where you at, big boy? Right here, I think he is. And watch him work. Get there, inside move. Ooh-wee, he just made him whiff. Man, he just destroyed him.
Davon Coleman came in looking for the half sack.
That was like a whiff. That's 295, 300 pounds just steamrolling into the backfield.
Now a shank off the side of the foot of Cody Grace, and once again Ottawa gets a gift in terms of field position, and there goes Nick Arbuckle onto the field as Caleb Evans will watch from the sidelines after the forced fumble and fumble recovery of Cameron Judge. So Arbuckle traded, of course, from Edmonton to Ottawa after the trade of Jeremiah Masoli, and the Ottawa crowd seems to like the move here from Paul LaPolice, although some people might think that it came a drive or two too late after the way the first half went.
Well, I mean, you think he might be able to spark the young quarterback with good field position gifted to you by Salmon, the linebacker, who's unexpectedly playing, and then the ball's turned over like that. So here's Nick Arbuckle.
Begin with Arbuckle on the handoff. It's Jackson Bennett turning the corner, hurdles. It's a gain of about 8 on first down as Jackson Bennett, there's an injured Calgary Stampeder behind the play, but Jackson Bennett, one of the best runners through training camp, Lapo said.
Yeah, and surprisingly on Zoom calls, you know, he was adamant about it too. He says, talked about workload last week against Toronto with William Powell, and he says, no, I just want to give Jackson Bennett some touches because, quite frankly, probably the best running back in training camp this year. And it's eye-opener when you're talking about he's competing against William Powell. But a bit of a workload issue, too. He did admit to that, but he really likes what he sees.
Matty, talk me through Nick Arbuckle here, standing at field level in the huddle with an injury timeout, and it's his first drive being in as a quarterback that's leading the full offense, not short yardage.
Yeah, well, one, I don't like him reading off his wristband, right? I just don't think that commands a huddle, you know. But I do believe that this is a good move for the young quarterback, and he can make a lot of hay with his teammates very quickly.
We'll take a quick break as they take a look at the injured Stampeders. Calgary leads 16-0 over the REDBLACKS. Legacy night here in the nation's capital as we all remember the 2016 Grey Cup. Andrew Buckley trying to turn the corner, brought down, and of course Ernest Jackson into the end zone in overtime and knocked away from Bakari Grant as Ottawa, who began the year 8-9-1, finished with a Grey Cup championship, and head coach Rick Campbell raised the cup above his head.
I remember it like it was yesterday. Henry Burris coming off the field, coming onto the field late, and there was big question whether or not he'd be able to play in that football game. And he went in, got some modern medicine, came out, and it was lights out. Rode off into the sunset with the Grey Cup victory.
Brad Sinopoli, Patrick Lavoie, Moten Hopkins, Sir V down there, Jonathan Rose.
I saw Moten Hopkins at the airport coming in yesterday, and he's looking at me. I'm looking at him thinking, that's got to be a football player, but I don't know who it is. And I figured it out finally. I had big Moten Hopkins walking around.
So Arbuckle's first 2 snaps here at the controls for the REDBLACKS are both handoffs. One on an inside handoff, the other on a jet sweep, and looks like Bob Dice's special teams unit will come off the sideline.
I ain't new to the playbook.
He's not really. I mean, he was here in Ottawa for a year studying it. We talked to him a couple weeks ago. He said he understands
I was trying to give him an out and staring at his wristband like that, talking to his teammates. You know, it's just like I'd be talking him to there in an injury timeout, getting him going, pumping him up.
Interesting how conservative the call was on second and medium, as Leone's not happy with this punt. It goes out of bounds. It'll be an illegal kick out of bounds, and that will flip field position. The net on that one will be atrocious for the Red Blacks, and the rare miss from Leone.
I mean, an interception by Salmon sparks this stadium, and then a turnover on 2nd and 5, pressure, credit
Legal
Munson.
punch out of bounds. Ottawa, number 13. It's a 10-yard penalty. It's going to be first down for Calgary.
And then that punt out of bounds by one of the best. It's like, what is going on here?
So Bo Levi Mitchell just 47 yards out from becoming the all-time Stampeders passing yardage record holder. And he's got a full field in front of him. Ball spotted at the 35-yard line.
With a 16-point lead.
Quick throw, slant. The first catch of the night for Sindani. Nice to see him back in the lineup here for the Calgary Stampeders, as the 2017 8th-round draft pick gets his 14th catch of the season.
Yeah, ball comes out quickly, quick slant, boom. Cross right in the face of the DB. Break a tackle, drive for a few more.
Short yardage. Tommy Stevens checks into the ball game as Bo to the sideline, and this is usually where you'd see Bo conferring with Dave Dickinson, but Dickinson, of course, in COVID protocol, not here, so Stevens plunges his way forward, picks up the first down marker as Mark Mueller, 2007 to 2012 with the Regina Rams, a quarterback himself, over 6,500 passing yards, 34 touchdowns in his playing days, and he quickly has adapted to the coaching life, worked his way up the chain, and calling in the plays here tonight from high on above at TD Place.
Intelligent player, transferred over to coaching. He's put in his time. Of course, he's got great lineage. You know, it's in the blood. Reminds me a lot of Tommy Dennison, how smart he is and cerebral. Great teacher in the game.
Mitchell, quick throw to the running back Logan. Makes the grab, just a gain of about 4 on the play, and Salmon, who had the interception, right there to make the play once again.
Seizing his opportunity. Play a little more football out there. Want some, get some, bad enough, take some, and he's taking a little right now. That's a tough spot right there. That is Peyton Logan, who I believe is one of the most dangerous young players in the league. He made that look easy.
Don't blame Mark Mueller for trying to get Logan in space,
right? But
he can't escape. Shahid Salmon creates 2nd and 6. Flank comes up, looks like Calgary was offside. Deep shot down the middle of the field, hangs up, and it will fall incomplete. Likely wouldn't have held anyways.
Calgary's offsides, couple of receivers here. Bo, that ball looked out of sorts and looked like it didn't come
offside.
Out
Calgary, number 88. The penalties decline. It's 3rd down.
It's just, that's a lot of things going on. I'll go back to it. This week in Calgary was different. You're coming off 2 losses in a row. After a bye week, you lose again. Head coach is not around. Different dynamics to deal with.
Terry Williams trying to get north-south. It'll take 3 or 4 Stampeders to bring him down. Just past the 10-yard line as 81 can't wiggle free. Ottawa offensive line takes the field, and we look back on the answer to our Friday Night Football trivia. Which matchup has produced the most ties in Friday Night Football history? This one.
Yeah.
Ottawa-Calgary, the all-time coaching record of Dave Dickinson, who's not here, of course, tonight. 65, 25, and 2. Both of those 2 against the Ottawa REDBLACKS.
43 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. It's a 2-score game. Got to convert 2 touchdowns, 2-point converts. When we get back into, I don't see a tie happening tonight.
Arbuckle's first completion of the ball game. just slipped it past the outstretched arms.
Didn't he?
The defender chasing it down, but they don't ask how, they just ask how many. Nate Bahar's got another.
Yeah, and he's just going to come sit right in here, and that's where he makes his living right now. Nate Bahar. Sit there.
Can't judge.
Cam, got to trust your instincts, man. Get out of there a little quicker. You got another one.
And the second to last play of the third quarter. That's the first down of the third quarter. Arbuckle, play action, flips it out, finds Bahar. Second play in a row. And Nate steps out of bounds with another solid gain. That will be the quarter. The Ottawa REDBLACKS have beat Calgary just once since the 2016 Grey Cup victory being celebrated tonight. They've got work to do if they're going to accomplish a victory here at home for the first time in a long time. We're headed to the fourth when we return to Ottawa with Arbuckle at the controls of the REDBLACKS. A two-score ball game here in Ottawa. Doesn't feel like it, thanks to the lack of yardage acquired by the Ottawa REDBLACKS. They are not out of this one yet, Matty, but certainly a lot of work to do if they want to climb back in against a motivated Bo Levi Mitchell.
Yeah, I think it's going to take all three phases, too. I think you're going to have to get a defensive score. You maybe in the special teams, you know, offense has been non-existent. You see Arbuckle, he's got a little rhythm going on right now. Too bad the quarter ended, because now it kills everything. It's like starting over. But yeah, I like the move to go to Nick Arbuckle right now, because nothing was happening for that young man Caleb Evans, coming off of his best game last week against Toronto. Tough to sustain that type of pace that he was on last week.
Arbuckle 2 of 2 for 25 yards at the end of the third. What does he have in store for the fourth? They begin with a handoff on 1st and 10. No gain on the play as the Calgary defensive line quick to get there as the young rookie taken in the supplemental draft, TJ Rams, makes the play.
Yeah, Big Thomas Rams, son. I had the pleasure of playing with Big Thomas, and love to see his young son playing here. Boston College first-year player. Didn't get the height of his dad, but got this girth, and he made his presence known on that play right there.
Checks out of the ball game on 2nd and long. Arbuckle loads it up, tries to beat it outside, and it's almost intercepted. Incomplete. As Jonathan Moxey should have taken that one to the house. It looked like Matty Arbuckle almost threw that one blind, trying to look it off and get to the outside.
Yeah, it came out funny. We're going to have a real good look at it here and watch his hips. He's looking that way, so he opened them up fine. Ball just came off. It was like one of the passes I used to throw was an option pass. You had the option to catch either end, and it was even tough for Moxie to put that one away. That was gold.
Used to describing punts as end over end, not throws to the sideline, as that was a nasty curveball from Arbuckle that lands nowhere friendly for the REDBLACKS. But the special teams coverage unit does their job. Let's go down to Claire with more on Bo Levi Mitchell.
Yeah, Marshall, and it's the first time since 2018 that Bo Levi Mitchell has started the season healthy. And earlier this week, I asked him how that's going to impact things moving forward. Bo Levi told me it's a huge deal, because in the offseason, John Huffnagel told him he needed him in training camp healthy no matter what. He said that he needs to hear his voice in the huddle. He needs him to build that chemistry. And most important, Mitchell told me that the chemistry you're seeing early with him and his young receivers like Malik Henry is a product of training camp. He believes those will be the difference makers carrying it into the second half of the season. Guys,
you can see the chemistry developing.
Not tonight.
The season goes on, certainly run inside, but when you watch the early season Stampeders, Matty, you see a group where any incompletions were really born out of that confusion of where am I supposed to be and how do I get in the flow with Bo. We've seen a little bit of that creep back in here tonight.
A lot. Yeah. Too often killing drives, just any type of rhythm or momentum. But I've been in those situations, and you got to work through them. It's because it's not what you can do and what you know, it's what everybody else around you. And like I said, they've had some different dynamics to work through this week during practice.
Second down and 5. Bo over the middle, and he finds Edric Mills' first time getting onto the stat sheet here through the air, as he shows he's got a little bit extra to his game.
Yeah, he snuck out late out of the backfield, and you see him, he's going to peel off right down the middle here, and Bo's going to throw off his back foot with pressure in his face, and he just feathers it over the top. He saw him throw and makes the catch. Sometimes it's not how pretty. It's just that you get her done. He got her done on that play.
Even after the completion, Bo talking to his, no, I need you here. I want you constantly trying to correct. 14 yards away from the all-time record. This one out to Beggleton. Completed behind the line of scrimmage, and Beggleton cuts it back and runs into Sherrod Baltimore, and Abdul Kenna there as well coming down.
Tough 7 yards right there. Yeah. So you want to catch a little bubble screen here, okay? Watch everything come from inside out, just inflicting pain. Nice stiff arm, beautiful. A big, tough receiver right there from Lamar University. Getting her done.
Second down and 3. Bo Levi Mitchell 7 yards away. Hands it off. Peyton Logan stacked up, and just like we saw with Arbuckle on 2nd and 3, handing off that jet sweep earlier, this one, an inside handoff on 2nd and 3 goes for a loss of 5 as Patrick Levels fires into the backfield.
Yeah, that's the next quarterback out of the area. Dallas making that play right there. Patrick Levels. He just read their mail. It's a heck of a tackle. Tough back to bring down. He says, shut it down, not my watch. Very nice. He can talk and talk. He can walk it too.
One of the more vocal players of the Montreal Alouettes defense of last season. Free agency signing here in Ottawa. Had to wait a little bit to make his Red Blacks debut, but has certainly made his impact felt the second that he put on the arm. Low skipping snap comes out from Aaron Crawford back to Cody Grace, who just hacks this one down inside the 5 and rolls it into the end zone. And it's picked up there by Terry Williams. And conceding the points as Nick Arbuckle retakes the field. 17-0 Calgary up over Ottawa. A 2-score ball game here in Ottawa. Doesn't feel like it, thanks to the lack of yardage acquired by the Ottawa REDBLACKS. They are not out of this one yet, Matty, but certainly a lot of work to do if they want to climb back in against a motivated Bo Levi Mitchell.
Yeah, I think it's going to take all 3 phases, too. I think you're going to have to get a defensive score. You maybe in the special teams, you know, offense has been non-existent. You see Arbuckle, he's got a little rhythm going on right now. Too bad the quarter ended, because now it kills everything. It's like starting over. But yeah, I like the move to go to Nick Arbuckle right now, because nothing was happening for that young man Caleb Evans, coming off of his best game last week against Toronto. Tough to sustain that type of pace that he was on last week.
Arbuckle 2 of 2 for 25 yards at the end of the 3rd. What does he have in store for the 4th? They begin with a handoff on 1st and 10. No gain on the play as the Calgary defensive line quick to get there as the young rookie taken in the supplemental draft, TJ Rams, makes the play.
Yeah, Big Thomas Rams, son. I had the pleasure of playing with Big Thomas, and love to see his young son playing here. Boston College first-year player. Didn't get the height of his dad, but got the girth, and he made his presence known on that play right there.
Checks out of the ball game on 2nd and long. Arbuckle loads it up, tries to beat it outside, and it's almost intercepted. Incomplete. As Jonathan Moxey should have taken that one to the house. It looked like Matty Arbuckle almost threw that one blind, trying to look it off and get to the outside.
Yeah, it came out funny. We're going to have a real good look at it here and watch his hips. He's looking that way, so he opened them up fine. Ball just came off. It was like one of the passes I used to throw as an option pass. You had the option to catch either end, and it was even tough for Moxie to put that one away. That was gold.
Used to describing punts as end over end, not throws to the sideline, as that was a nasty curveball from Arbuckle that lands nowhere friendly for the REDBLACKS. But the special teams coverage unit does their job. Let's go down to Claire with more on Bo Levi Mitchell.
Yeah, Marshall, and it's the first time since 2018 that Bo Levi Mitchell has started the season healthy. And earlier this week, I asked him how that's going to impact things moving forward. Bo Levi told me it's a huge deal because in the offseason, John Huffnagel told him he needed him in training camp healthy no matter what. He said that he needs to hear his voice in the huddle. He needs him to build that chemistry. And most important, Mitchell told me that the chemistry you're seeing early with him and his young receivers like Malik Henry is a product of training camp. He believes those will be the difference makers carrying it into the second half of the season. Guys.
No, you can see the chemistry developing.
Not tonight.
The season goes on, certainly run inside, but when you watch the early season Stampeders, Matty, you see a group where any incompletions were really born out of that confusion of where am I supposed to be and how do I get in the flow with Bo. We've seen a little bit of that creep back in here tonight.
A lot. Yeah. Too often killing drives, just any type of rhythm or momentum. But I've been in those situations, and you got to work through them. It's because it's not what you can do and what you know, it's what everybody else around you. Like I said, they've had some different dynamics to work through this week during practice.
2nd down and 5. Bo over the middle, and he finds Edric Mills' first time getting onto the stat sheet here through the air, as he shows he's got a little bit extra to his game.
Yeah, he snuck out late out of the backfield, and you see him, he's going to peel off right down the middle here, and Bo's going to throw off his back foot with pressure in his face, and he just feathers it over the top. He saw him throw and makes the catch. Sometimes it's not how pretty. It's just that you get her done. He got her done on that play.
Even after the completion, Bo talking to his no, I need you here. I need you. I want you constantly trying to correct. 14 yards away from the all-time record. This one out to Beggleton. Completed behind the line of scrimmage, and Beggleton cuts it back and runs into Sherrod Baltimore, and Abdul Kenna there as well coming down.
Tough 7 yards right there. Yeah. So you want to catch a little bubble screen here, okay? Watch everything come from inside out, just inflicting pain. Nice stiff arm, beautiful. A big, tough receiver right there from Lamar University. Getting her done.
Second down and 3. Bo Levi Mitchell 7 yards away. Hands it off. Peyton Logan stacked up, and just like we saw with Arbuckle on 2nd and 3, handing off that jet sweep earlier, this one, an inside handoff on 2nd and 3 goes for a loss of 5 as Patrick Levels fires into the backfield.
Yeah, that's the next quarterback out of the area. Dallas making that play right there. Patrick Levels. He just read their mail. It's a heck of a tackle. Tough back to bring down. He says, shut it down, not my watch. Very nice. He can talk and talk. He can walk it too.
One of the more vocal players of the Montreal Alouettes defense of last season. Free agency signing here in Ottawa. Had to wait a little bit to make his Red Blacks debut, but has certainly made his impact felt the second that he put on the arm. Low skipping snap comes out from Aaron Crawford back to Cody Grace, who just hacks this one down inside the 5 and rolls it into the end zone. And it's picked up there by Terry Williams. And conceding the points as Nick Arbuckle retakes the field. 17-0 Calgary up over Ottawa.
She say first taste of gold? Is that what he says? I'm trying to figure out that last note. He hit it. I'm just trying to figure it out. Somebody's hitting it out here tonight.
Nick Arbuckle looking to hit some receivers in the open field. We haven't said Jalen Ackland's name in way too long. If you are an Ottawa Redblacks fan, 23's been wandering around the field on and off and on and off, and that's his first catch of the ball game, the leading receiver in the CFL.
Talk about quiet like a mouse. Unbelievable job by Brent Monson and his defense here tonight. Bringing Caleb Evans back down to earth and stymieing this red-black offense.
Arbuckle looks out to that same left-hand side, and the completion on 2nd and 4 will move the sticks. And Matty, you remember, of course, before the trade to come here to Ottawa, Arbuckle was a member of the Edmonton Elks, and they took on Calgary. And Arbuckle had several of those tough throws into windows against this same defense.
Yeah, and Nick's in a nice rhythm. He's a gunslinger. Ball's coming out quicker than we saw what Caleb Evans was managing in 3 quarters of play.
Fresh set of downs. Arbuckle checks it down underneath. Spinning away from 2 tacklers, and Jameer Thurman finally sits down William Powell, and a lot of work here for a very minimal gain.
Yeah, and climbed the pocket nicely, recognized and knew where his outlet was and found him under duress. A nice play by Nick Arbuckle, albeit for 6 yards there. Brent Monson having a whale of a night, defensive coordinator for Calgary. Is like puppeteering his guys on the field incredibly well, putting them in the right spots, and they're making plays.
D-line digs in on 2nd and 3. We'll go to the run. It's Willie P. Bouncing through the hole. Big chunk play for the first time tonight for William Powell as he's brought down by Titus Wall, but not until a first down for the Red Blacks. One of their deepest drives in
Watch
Calgary
Rocco here,
territory.
and the big boys working it here, right here at the middle, right up the left side. William Powell lets it develop, boom. Steal him, set him up, exploit it, hit it, hit it, hit it. Yeah, he loves it.
First and 10, Arbuckle back to the sideline where he had success with Nate Bahar earlier, got through his progressions quickly, and another completion along that left sideline.
Yeah, nice flow there by Nick Arbuckle. Got off his front side read, came backside, knew his outlet was. He's just gonna sit right over here. Just sit right there. I'll find you. Watch Nick to the field. Come backside.
Lapolice goes tempo here on 2nd down and short. A long 2 yards. Went inside handoff, trying to follow behind that offensive line that has the same lineup for the 4th straight game. Refreshing for Lapo to be able to call his full playbook with the same group up front. So they do pick up the first down.
Crowd appreciates it. Running out of time here, clocks your enemies. Almost 7 minutes left in this football game. I would start picking things up.
Get to the line of scrimmage a little bit quicker here as we cross inside the final half of the final quarter. Another throw out to that left side. They found something here with Arbuckle, taking the smart stuff, and another solid gain on first down.
There's Ackland again. He's just going to come up here and sit down right here and work back outside once he receives the football. Watch how quickly this ball comes out. Give it to him.
Short yardage. They keep Arbuckle in. Drives the legs, pulls his way forward. They have been in the score zone tonight. Of course, it was after the Shahid Salmon interception at the opposite end of the field here. It was immediately stripped up by Cam Judge. Fumble recovered, and the possession was over. This is the deepest they've been.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you're down 17. You need a major here.
Arbuckle, deep drop. Pressure on, ball pops out. And Ottawa recovers it on 1st and goal, and it will set up 2nd and goal from the 26-yard line.
Yes. Oramalade again, just getting off it. Just beelining for Arbuckle. You see him coming like he's not even stopping. Nobody's getting it with no speed bumps, nothing. Zing. Well, that ball came out before he got there. Arbuckle, watch, this ball comes out before he gets there. Ball's out. Wow, he just put that on a turf. 2nd and forever.
17-yard loss. Throw it underneath. William Powell runs into a crowd of Stampeders and is wrapped up just inside the 20-yard line. And I guess with 5 minutes here remaining, do you take the field goal and then hope you get 2 possessions back?
You know, the way this offense has been going, yeah, I think you're going to have to. You got to get off the schneid and get some points on the board, stop the bleeding. But, boy, that fumble was tough right there on that offense that had some momentum. Oh!
And goes doink and through. The bank shot on Bank Street.
Did he call it?
As the all-time leader in field goal accuracy calls his shot. First points of the night for Ottawa. They need more in the final 5. Only on TSN. Bo Levi Mitchell. Handoff inside as Dietrich Mills gets stacked up, and I immediately need to know from David Mackey where the best wing spot is in Vancouver or Surrey, because it seems like he knows.
I just got a big hankering from some wings just watching that, you know? It's like, let's throw some on the barbie and go.
Here we stand deep in the 4th quarter with Bo Levi Mitchell crawling his way towards Henry Burris, trying to take the top spot in Stampeders history, 5 yards away, as the Stampeders have the punting unit on the field, and Bo will get the football back. You'd have to think at some point and have a chance to chase down Hank.
Thinking play action, 1st and 10 to Mills, dump it out in the flat and get it.
Maybe a future Friday Night Football trivia question. Who caught the pass from Bo Levi Mitchell to go over the top in all-time Stampeders passing? Cody Grace sends it away to Terry Williams. We still got a game to determine here. Outside of Bo's record, 14 points. The difference and some hitting. Pads popping down there at the 25-yard line as we hit the 3-minute warning. And Ottawa with a long field ahead of them, but a great finish to come if they can put together another drive here on Friday Night Football. Back in the lineup. Arbuckle underneath, completes it to Darvin Adams, cutting back, crossing the 40-yard line and picking up the first down. Nice chunk play on first down, and the offense will go quickly to the line.
Yeah, Darvin, you know, just doing what Darvin's done for a long time. Auburn product just in space. Man, this is like Skelly right now.
From here on out for the Red Blacks offense, it is pedal to the floor. Checking it down, Jackson Bennett tries to make 2-man miss. It runs right into Isaac Adeyemi Berglund.
Yeah, oftentimes you get defenses and
and a late flag comes out here as Adeyemi Berglund was able to draw the penalty. It looked like from Dino Boyd, the right tackle, who wandered out and decided to give one more useless
After
shrug.
the play, major foul misconduct. Ottawa, number 64. This is a 15-yard penalty. It's going to be 2nd down.
This is going to drive LaPolice absolutely nutty.
Yeah. Everybody remembers Dino Boyd with his confrontation with Garrett Marino several weeks back. This is what drew this penalty here. Let's see.
Took the extra step and got called for the retaliation to the retaliation.
He's just protecting his teammate. That's really petty there. Yeah, but I was saying oftentimes here, Marshall, you know, you're going to see prevent defense, and for quarterbacks, it's like throwing Skelly, which is in practice. It's just the
upon
receivers.
further review by the replay official on the last play, there was also an objectionable conduct against Calgary. We'll go back up 10 yards. It's still 2nd down for Ottawa.
Wow. Yeah, that's what we saw. Yeah, there's more than just one guy in that fight in that little tussle.
Great play by Adeyemi Berglund, making his way from defensive line all the way out to make the tackle on the check down to Jackson Bennett. But
yeah, and that's kind of overshadowed that.
Playing shot for shot there, and so it creates 2nd down and 12 for Arbuckle in the gun. Trailing by 14, 2:26 remaining, clock rolling. Steps up, looks down the field, throws into traffic. 4 or 5 red buckets in there, all with a chance at it, as Arbuckle's got no choice but to push the ball down the field, and maybe some friendly fire here as Brad Muhammad's slow to get up.
Yeah, we're going to try to figure out where he's going with the football. It looks like a dig of some sort. A guy coming across the middle late, attracting a lot of attention. Yeah, look at that. 4 guys just flying around the football. Stampeders have a better chance of catching that than a Red Black did. And tough spot for that quarterback right there. Like I said, they dropped 8 on that play, spy to 4th, rush 3. Not a lot of holes back there.
quickly. Mark Killam on the headset. Dwayne Cameron alongside him, defensive backs coach. CFL draft coordinator, trying to figure out what they do with the back end here with Brad Muhammad coming out.
So Killam wins this game. Does he get credit as the head coach?
I would assume so.
I don't know. Yeah.
I'll move Moxie, by the way, into the halfback spot in place of Brad Muhammad, and in comes Nick Stats, the 6th-round pick from 2019, to the field corner position as Arbuckle again loads it up, gets hit as he throws. They go to that field corner spot, and there's Nick Stats watching Nate Bahar tiptoe out of bounds with a first down.
Yeah, you know, this is a throw you have to be able to make in the Canadian Football League. Right hash used to be a little further back in the day when the hashes were 17 yards apart. Now they're just 9. Look at that throw there. That'll test your arm. No problem for Nick Arbuckle.
2:15 remaining in the 4th. Another deep drop, another throw, about 13 yards down the field. Jalen Ackman picking him up, putting him down. And a first down for the Red Blacks.
Fans are still sticking around here, having fun, drinking them cool beverages, enjoying a beautiful night of defense. Cheering on Nick Arbuckle and his offense, getting the end zone in a hurry here. 2:09 left on the clock.
Well, all it'll take is one play over the top and a touchdown to set this place on fire in the final 2 minutes. There's 40 yards to go before that can happen. Again to the wide side. It's Shaq Johnson stepping out of bounds at the 29, and another first down. Just 10 yards here, 10 yards there. Wide side out, wide side out.
Yeah, this is the one Nick would want me to show, because the ball comes out tight. Nice tight spiral. Boom, on the money. That's perfect. Much like we saw last night with Wolodarski and Kaleris over the top late. It's a beautiful throw. One of the best I've seen all year.
And now Stats checks out of the ball game. Moxley goes back to the field corner. So Calgary mixing and matching who's in coverage. And underneath, Ryan Davis makes the grab for a gain of around 7 on the play.
Yeah, I really like what Nick Arbuckle did here. He saw it, and then he saw it, and he just adjusted his feet real quick and just threw a strike. Watch his feet. Watch his feet. Boom, set it, get rid of it. Oh, I like it.
Arbuckle on 2nd down has to create. Rolling to his right, throwing back across his body into traffic, intercepted. It'll go the other direction, and it's the 2nd pick of the game for Titus Wall. Read the eyes of Arbuckle, who threw it right back into traffic.
Across his body, Marshall, you know that is a rule of thumb. You don't do that as a quarterback. You're going to see why here, because the angles favor the defense, and he can't see it. Watch, back across his body. This is easy pick for Titus Wall. That's just a no-no. And in that situation, you didn't need to. Just throw that one away and live to play another play. Give your team hope. Squashed.
And a challenge flag comes out in desperation here from Paul LaPolice, who's going to look for defensive pass interference. It'll have to be DPI that he's looking for, as Ben Major will announce it.
Ottawa is challenging that there was pass interference on the previous play. The play will be reviewed.
And so the replay official, Tom Valesi, back in command. We'll take a look at it as Paul LaPolice gets his first replay on the pad, trying to sort out whether or not the desperation challenge was an advisable one. But at this point, it feels like it's inevitable. He had to take the red flag out of his pocket.
Lapo's 3 of 4 on the year, 75%. Not bad. Yeah, I believe he's just right. If I can get to my right here. And well, just keep your eye on him the whole way. Boom, scramble rule, get open, drift. I think they're reaching, but I think Lapo goes to 3 and 5 here on his challenges, 60%.
As Nate Bahar was the intended receiver. trying to fight back towards the football. Is there enough contact there for them to
well, it'll make the
dramatically
game
change?
interesting
I mean,
if the call is overturned on the field. But I don't think there's enough there.
as we'll get the official verdict here on the desperation challenge, trying to extend the drive for Nick Arbuckle as he found his rhythm. Here's our lead official, Ben Major.
Upon further review, the ruling on the field stands. Ottawa loses their timeout. It's first down for Calgary.
Well, what a gratifying feeling it must be for Mark Killam to take control of the reins, go through the dynamics of assuming the responsibility of the head coach, Dave Dickinson, one that he's been in position to do all season long, and come here on the road, get a tough out, and beat the Red Blacks. Oh, it looks good on him. A lot of people cheering for Mark Killam, and Paul LaPolice continues to try to find answers here at the nation's capital.
Go to the ground attack, burn some clock here on first down. Get a look at Titus Wall, and potential rookie of the year, as you heard it from the red and white sideline there, and a couple of interceptions on the year. Short yardage. Give me that thing, Dan Evans.
That was just thievery right there. It's like, start the car! Start the car! It's like, I've never seen anything like it. And then here, he couldn't believe he was gifted that one. Makes a nice move on Caleb Evans. Got to work on that entrance to the end zone. Going to hurt himself. That was wrong. That's the new part of the game there. Just getting to admire what you did on the sidelines. You have to wait till the next
game. Will throw. Oh, it's incomplete. And that might have been his last chance to pass Henry Burris tonight. 5 yards back on 2nd and 7. They went to Kamar Jordan with 1:15 remaining, and it got punched out at the last second, Matty.
Yeah, I know Bo's going to take this W and run, but I know he's not going to be happy because there's a lot of this on the other end of throws. That's a tough catch right there. I don't care who you are. He knows it.
Well, Bo said earlier this week he would have no idea where he stood on the record at any point during the game. I wonder if anybody got into his ear on that one, because a second down pass call backed up in your own end trying to burn clock. It's interesting. I think somebody knew. Somebody was tracking it up in the booth, and they wanted to get it for him. Here in Ottawa, as the special teams return out to the 48-yard line. I mean, it makes sense. It's an organization in a place that has so much history in Bo's career. 2016 Grey Cup against Ottawa. 2017 Grey Cup, he loses on this field against the Argonauts. 2018 Grey Cup against the Red Blacks, of course, out in Edmonton, being victorious. So
I just admire the play of Charlie Power and Fraser Sopik on that special team, blowing up Terry Williams on the return. Hey, good on you, Mark. Good on you, Stampeders, for overcoming some adversity. I mean, it's big-time adversity on the road. Head coach not being here. Didn't have to mention Huff one time on the sidelines. Wow, that was sweet.
A little sidearm delivery as Nick Arbuckle was pulled down.
Hey, and Rose doesn't like it because he thought he had himself a sack.
It was a great moment in CFL Wired earlier this year of Mike Rose saying, they took away my sack.
Yeah, watch Rose. Just right over the center. Check him out. Swim move. Quarterback slap. I got him. No, you don't. Look at him. Dang it.
On 2nd and short, Ottawa uses the ground attack of Jackson Bennett. Pulls a body or two across the 45-yard line of the Stampeders for a first down as the clock rolls inside 45 seconds. Arbuckle flips it to the sidelines. And Bahar at the end of this football game is going to have a very nice stat line thanks to the man wearing 1 and 9 on his uniform in red and black.
Yeah, and the yabs, yards after beatdown, right? That's what they are. And tried to explain Skelly earlier. It's just you don't have defensive pressure coming in your face. It's linebackers and defensive secondary, and you got your receivers, and You go through your play calls, passing. That's a good look right there.
Arbuckle gets a first down opportunity after the completion to Bahar. Steps forward in the pocket, throws it over the top, and Darvin Adams has them down to the 10. It'll likely be too little too late, but a nice connection that time to Adams.
Can you see it happening, though? You know, you score here, you kick the kick the convert, a little onside action, Hail Mary, because
Arbuckle dances around the pocket, and the sidewinder comes out as he just tried to get it.
It's a good idea.
Out the
Can't
flats.
burn time getting sacked.
Tried to get it out of his hand quickly. Saw a flash of a Red Blacks uniform and tried to flip it to William Powell as quickly as he could. As Powell a little limping on his way back to the huddle.
Yeah, all hell breaking loose. Only 4 guys coming. Saw Judge coming late, filling in. It's the whole idea of that rush 3 and then pick a spot and go get them. And forces Arbuckle to just throw it errantly.
Second down and goal. Pocket collapses over the top. Darvin Adams incomplete.
Wow.
Shaq Johnson broke free to the post there, it looked like, but only after the ball came out of Arbuckle's hand.
It's funny how that always happens. It was wide open. After the ball's out of my hands, I'm running for my life. That's it right here. 15 seconds, got to have it. Convert and onside and Hail Mary. Wonder if Hank's watching. He's like, not tonight.
Might have turned it off on that final incompletion. We'll see. As Arbuckle once again to the end zone. Acklin outside, intercepted. And that will be your ball game. As Ruffin.
Wait a minute. Bo can still sling it, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
Now this would be in victory formation.
Come on, that'd be fun.
Up by 14. I mean, they'd really have to be getting after the record if they went to the air.
This is Ruffin getting his first of his career.
And a late flag along the sideline.
That's Ruffin right there. Kid from Western Kentucky. His first interception of his career. First-year player. He'll take it. Hopefully got a little bonus in his contract. Mark Killam giving him some love on the sideline. That's a good, feel-good story right there.
After the play, objectionable conduct, misconduct. Calgary number 45. It's a 10-yard penalty, but it's first down for Calgary.
Tremaine Washington, who was mentioned earlier on this evening, of course, was a free agent addition to the Red Blacks. Thought he'd be here. Got let go and landed in Calgary, playing a key role in what will become a 5-2 Calgary Stampeders club as they battle for what looks like second place in the West Division against the BC Lions, who they'll take on next week.
8 points back. Yeah, at the halfway point.
Winnipeg's been playing
Lights out.
a couple of games, I would say. They've been playing a lot of football, and they've been playing it at a high level.
Everybody's talking about the schedules, you know, and this team has been playing some football. And they're 8 points out in front of everybody out there west.
And that will do it as the Calgary Stampeders grind their way to a 17-3 road victory over the Ottawa REDBLACKS. Mark Killam victorious in his acting head coach duty in place of Dave Dickinson. Bo Levi Mitchell comes up just shy of becoming the all-time Stampeders passing record holder. But I don't think that'll hold up for very long against the BC Lions next Saturday as they travel. Tomorrow, great football coming your way. The Hamilton Tiger Cats will take on the Toronto Argonauts. Of course, the Elks take on the BC Lions as quarterback Nathan Rourke continues. For Matt Dunnigan, Claire Hanna, I'm Marshall Ferguson. Thanks for joining us from the nation's capital. Stampeders win.